Well, new tonight at 6, with spring and warmer temperatures come flowers and the battle with pesky insects. But sometimes the good insects, like bees, can become casualties. East Texas News Weekend's Bob Hallmark explains.
As the weather warms, the seasonal arrival of insects and the annual battle of homeowners using chemicals to eliminate pests, some that can kill bees.
They are the nation's main pollinator. They account for about a third of every bite that we take. Without them, it would cause a huge change into our dietary intake.
To put it in simple terms, when bee populations decline, there is less pollination, and that means less yield for farmers.
Responsible for pollinating berries such as blueberries, strawberries, vegetables such as cucumbers and melons and squash.
Chemical pesticides can be a death sentence for bees.
They're much more beneficial than people give them credit for. Well, like we said earlier, if you don't have pollinators, you don't have your fruit.
They're essential for cross-pollination for farmers, ensuring a healthy harvest.
Why don't you spray the leaves or you spray the flowers with it? Well, those bees are coming to the flowers as well.
It'll cause a weakened immune system. It's going to cause the bees not to live as long.
Bee populations have mysteriously gone up and down over the past decade.
So it is harder than it has ever been to keep bees alive. There are nosema and foul brood and hive beetles. Colony collapse disorder has been an issue.
But if you do spray, do it when it won't hurt bees.
Try and do it early morning or late evening when the bees aren't active.
Bob Hallmark, East Texas News Weekend.
Making baby bees.
Experts say if you practice home pest control, always check the labels of any pesticides you use to see if they are toxic to bees.